offensively, we did a good job of kind of making the extra pass and knowing where the shooters were on the court. And obviously, it helps when the ball goes in. But I thought our guys did a good job of really taking some rhythm shots and taking shots within the offense. At times we get hurried after we've made a couple and get excited, and there's other guys out there that can shoot too. So I thought our guys were very unselfish and very patient and did a good job offensively.
On Monday, you talked about how having Bird, Hummel, and Smith out there on the court at the same time really spaces out the offense, and I think today was a great example of that, especially in contrast to the Michigan State.
Yeah, all three of those guys can shoot, and you see the threes that they make. It helps out, Lewis Jackson. I think it helps out Tyrone. It opens up some things. It helps out Anthony, even though Anthony didn't knock any shots down. He still was able to get in the paint a couple times and take shots that he could make. And we just have to have that balance between penetration and getting to the rim and then knocking down some threes.
Matt, just, this was obviously probably in the context of your NCAA tournament, folks. You had to win. Did you see that kind of urgency from your guys?
Well, I thought we did have a sense of urgency. It's something I wrote on the board before the game, but I write it a lot. That's part of the game of basketball. You have to have a sense of urgency. That every practice, every shot, every game is important. But when you get down to the end of the season, it really holds true. And when you lose games at home, now that you get, when you get these opportunities at the end of the year to play more home games, you have to win. And for our guys, I thought they came out and they were patiently aggressive. And I think that just gives you good balance when you're that way on offense.
As a follow-up to that, how do you keep your guys from being tight, as you're coming down the stretch with these must-win games and keep playing loose as you do tonight?
Well, I think you focus on, your job. We're always telling them, do your job. Do what you're supposed to do. And if you're locked in and concentrate on what you're supposed to do on the defensive end and then execute offensively, that's what you're thinking about while you're playing. You think about a lot of things, before the game, but you really try to get them in those 2 or 3 days of practice before to lock into their responsibilities. And then I think when they're doing that, they just kind of give themselves to the team and they're able to make shots.
Only brought in 2 guys off the bench for more than the last however many seconds it was. You kind of see this the rest of the way being a 7-man rotation?
No, I think it depends on who we play. If you're going to have more size, we'll play more size. But you guys have talked about it with an offensive lineup. The biggest thing people are concerned about is when we go with Hummel and DJ Bird and Ryan Smith. We got to make other people think about us a little bit instead of us always thinking about them. And it was great to see that we did that a lot. We out-rebounded by 8. Can we do that against other teams with more size? That's a good question. But if we can put an offensive team out there to offset maybe some of that disadvantage we have on the class, I think we make them start to think and make them adjust a little bit instead of us always adjusting.